Hey, Savvies. Welcome to another Tuesday live stream. I absolutely love being here with you. I love chatting with you about your virtual assistant business, especially around this time of year. I don't know about you, but there is something about this New Year vibes that I am just all about. Now, the end of the year is crazy. Yes. Anybody feel like, okay, here's what I need to know. Who has their Christmas shopping done? We'll just see who is like the on top of things person in the comments. Um, I'm gonna semi raise my hand. All my kids shopping is done, but all the other like gifts, all the other things are not done. But I'm semi. I'm a halfway raised hand. I'm halfway responsible. We'll call it that. But I love this time of year. Obviously, the hustle bustle of Christmas is super fun, but for me, really going into a new year, a fresh start, new expectations, new goals. It just feels like a clean slate. And I don't know about you, but I absolutely love that time of year. And something that I don't think that most of us, again, raising my hand, do enough this time of year is really reflect back and celebrate. So if you have something that you want to celebrate, I know that it's not always easy to tell friends and family about the exciting things that have happened in your life or business. Like sometimes they just don't get it, right? So I would encourage you, let us be your community. Let me know in the comments if there is something that has been an aha moment for you, or a big win, or a big celebration that we can share with you. I would really, really love to know that, because savvies, we win together, right? Like we come together, and I love that this whole community is not one that is necessarily competing against each other. I've never felt that vibe with our community, which is so cool. It's that we lift one another up, we celebrate with one another, we cheer one another along, and I'm here for that. So make sure in the comments you are sharing some wins. I'll display them here in a second. If you are new to our live streams, we try to do these once a month, sometimes more, sometimes less, but normally at least once a month. I'll jump on live just to hang out with you guys. And really, what I thought would be fun today is to give you what you would need if you were saying, yes, 2026 is my year, and I am going to start a virtual assistant business in 2026. So I'm going to give you the full plan today, literally like the full plan. It's 8 steps. And then we'll, of course, do a Q&A. Maybe you are on one of these steps, right? Maybe you are at, you've set up your business, but you're marketing and trying to get more clients, or maybe you're still deciding on a business name. We'll have some time at the end to do a Q&A so I can answer those questions for you, because that's what I love to do. I love to help people really develop their freedom life. So let me just show a few of these comments here. Let's see. I need some of your wins, right? Be dropping your wins. I give off that good girlfriend vibe. Well, I'm not. I guess I'm a girlfriend and a wife. You mean like girl pal, girlfriend, probably. Thank you. I hope that that's what I feel like. Even though we are separated, I would really hope that we are. That you feel like I'm just hanging out with you, drinking coffee with you in your living room. I do have iced coffee. I'm drinking iced coffee, even though it's cold, because that's just what I do. And doing it with the Chiefs. There we go. We're not going to make it real far this year. That's okay. I'm not a huge football fan. I'm enough. I'm enough to drink out of a Chiefs cup. That's about it. Okay, cool. Well, make sure you guys are dropping your wins. I'll show them. Maybe we'll do that at the end, because I want, if you have one celebration, it can be business or personal, right? What's one big win that you're celebrating from this past year? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jump into these 8 steps that, honestly, if you are thinking about starting a business this year, this is what you need to prioritize. I think a lot of times when we are starting something new, whether that is, business or not, maybe that's a new health journey that you're committing to this year. Maybe that is some other goal that you have for around your family or your finances, or maybe it is strictly a business. I think a lot of times it can get overwhelming with all the things that we could do, right? And so for me, I am such a step-by-step person. Like, give me the steps and I'll do them, right? Like I can just follow the steps and tell me what the steps are. So that's what I wanted to gift to you today. I wanted to just give you the steps, right? So we're going to go with number one, which is again, out of the 8 steps of what you would need to do to start your virtual assistant business, you're going to start with what is it that you're even selling, right? What are the services? So if you're newer to virtual assistants, you need to know that a VA business is really selling services to small business owners that it will help them take a load off of their plate, right? So maybe you are a little bit more administrative, maybe you're a little bit more creative, maybe you're a little bit more technical. And I think what I love about virtual assistants is that you can really lean into the areas where you feel like you would thrive. We have people come into our paid community, the Savvy system, and they feel like, oh, do I really have skills to offer? But then when we start looking at their previous work experience, we start looking at even volunteer roles they've had or things that they do for their family. It's like, oh, well, yes, I do answer emails, or I do schedule social media, or I do organize tasks, or I do research as I'm planning my family trip, right? There's a lot of skills that you already have. So if you already know some of the services that you're going to be offering, go ahead and drop them in the comments below. It's really going to help you. It's going to help other people too to know, oh, okay, yes, these are some of the things that I could do. Some of the most basic skills, right? I mentioned some of them earlier, would be the customer service emails, guys. I think that I can stress enough how many people just need someone to help on a customer support end, whether that is, responding to emails, responding to DMs. I've DM'd a lot of like influencers or whatever before and never gotten a response back. And it's not even like, oh, it's probably because they don't want to talk to me. Like there's been times I've wanted to buy their stuff and they don't respond back. So anytime that happens to you guys, like ding, 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 this person probably needs some more customer service support. I think that that's a huge one, right? Customer service, answering emails, community support. Just like I have lovely Melissa in the comments here today answering questions, right? There needs to be a physical person to actually be helping with that, doing that. We have people who help us answer comments on YouTube or in our Facebook communities or on social media, right? Answering not only DMs, but the public facing comments. There's travel research and booking. There is research outside of travel as well. There's data entry. Yes, there's still data entry that has to be done even in the world of AI. Of course, you can use AI tools to do some of those things. But these are the types of tasks that really paying clients need, right? These are some of the tasks. I love that we're dropping some of our tasks here. Data entry, graphic design, email marketing, social media manager, online community manager, retreat gift organizer. Perfect. Email inbox management, calendar management. Yes, that's a huge one. Calendar management, customer support, internet travel research, booking, data entry, drafting documents, proofreading, light document editing. Perfect. And maybe you're seeing some of these tasks and you're like, oh, I could do that one, I could do that one, I could do that one. And maybe some of them you're like, oh, I couldn't do that, right? Like admin, research, and social media management. Perfect. And maybe you're looking out there and you're like, oh, I could do those, but I don't really want to do social media. That's okay. You don't have to, right? And so I would really challenge you to decide on your services. Don't feel like you have to have 20, 30 things, right? 5. Like pick 5, pick 3, right? Who was it that had just Leah had just said admin, research, and social media management. Perfect. These are great, right? Start with what you already have. You don't have to learn a whole lot of brand new things. All right. We're already done with step number 1, guys. We're going to keep flying through these, and I want this to continue to be interactive because if you know me at all, you know that's how I like to teach is like, let's do it. Let's make quick decisions and just get it done now because, right? Momentum comes from action. Like the more you just take like steps, the more you actually just, okay, I'm just going to choose and move forward, You will actually build speed and momentum, which is what you're going to need in order to launch your business and start getting clients. So the next would be to choose your hourly rate and your packages, right? And so there's so many different ways that you could do this. What I normally recommend to people whenever they are first starting out, guys, is to make this simple. Do hourly packages, right? Don't feel like you have to come up with some crazy package structure. If your rate is $30 an hour, you can sell 20 hours of virtual assistance for $600 a month, right? Does that make sense? $30 an hour times 20 hours of virtual assistance, 600 a month. You'd be committing about 5 hours per week to that small business owner. Perfect. You could have a 10-hour package. You could have a 40-hour package, or right, 40 hours, which is 10 hours per week. Don't overcomplicate this. That would be my biggest recommendation, is that just do your hourly packages, and do it times whatever that hourly rate is that you've decided. Now, for most VAs, and now this is not, an across the board thing, but when we're looking at like what should my hourly rate actually be, what I like to tell people is, and here I actually have it's a little it's a little janky, but we're going to go with it. I'm going to show you. Okay, can you guys see this all right? So general admin skills, most people are paying $25 to $40 an hour for that. Advanced skills, 35 up to 50, and $50 plus. I'd even say that this, I've seen a lot of VAs even charging $45 an hour for general admin skills, and up to $60 an hour for specialized skills, or for those advanced skills, and then specialized skills being $60 an hour plus. And so, just know that when you're looking at like, what should my actual pricing be? Again, I don't think we need to overcomplicate it. If you're doing hourly packages, then just kind of choose, right? 25, 30, 35, maybe 40, maybe $45 an hour if you're doing those general admin skills. And then times that by your hourly packages, right? Like, do you guys have questions about that? Do you have thoughts about, okay, yes, but, right? That's okay. We can have the yes, buts here. Yes, but what about this? We can talk about that during our Q&A time. But it's just the simplest way to go. And if I always tell people also that our incremental pricing recipe is something that is just a great idea for if you're nervous about your rate. Like if you're like, oh, I don't know if I should charge $40 an hour. Okay, start at 30, right? Get your first client at $30 an hour, sign them, secure them, and then your next client get at 32, right? Or $33 an hour, sign them, secure them. Your third one, get 35. And so as your experience grows, you can raise your rate with each new client. Keep your current clients where they're at for, I usually recommend at least 6 months before you raise rates over there. But with each new client, just raise that rate, right? I think that we really overcomplicate this. This is a great question, Sarah. What's a specialized skill versus an advanced skill? And so when I think of specialized skills, that's a really good question. I think of skills that I would still probably charge hourly for, but I'm charging a little bit of a higher rate. So for instance, we know a lot of people who go in and they decide to be like a tech VA, right? And so maybe your packages are still hourly packages, but you're doing more than just general admin work, right? And so your rate is probably going to be something like, more like 45, 50, up to $60 an hour. Same with like an executive assistant or an online business manager. Maybe you've gotten some specialized training where you can do a little bit more technical skills like that. Those would be advanced skills. Video editing a lot of times is charged on an hourly rate. When I think of a specialized, so that would be advanced. When I think of specialized, that is at the point that you are probably no longer selling hours, you're selling results. So for instance, let's say that I learned Pinterest management. I went into Savvy Vault and I learned how to become a Pinterest manager, which is one of the many specialized services that we teach over there. So I decided to become a Pinterest manager. Well, at the end of the day, somebody doesn't really care how much time I'm spending hourly on my Pinterest services. What do they care about? Well, whatever the deliverable is. So maybe they want more website traffic, right? So what am I selling? Well, I am selling, hey, I am going to do this many pins per day, and I'm going to post on this many boards, and et cetera, with the goal to get you more website traffic. And I'm going to send you a report at the end of every single month that shows that I did that. Okay. Now, if I'm doing that, maybe it only takes me, um, 3 hours a month to actually do that, right? My smallest package, but I'm charging $300 for it, then my rate would be $100 an hour, right? Even though I'm not charging hourly, we still have an hourly rate essentially, right? No matter what, how much time did you spend on it versus how much time did you get paid, or what did you get paid? And so that's what I would say is like the difference between an advanced skill. So I'm still charging hourly, but it's like higher tier things that I'm doing than just admin work. And then the specialized would be, I'm no longer charging hourly. I'm getting paid from a result instead. Okay. Would it be better to start out charging hourly versus packages? So my suggestion is hourly packages, right? So like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to sell you a package of, you know, 20 hours, right? And that's going to, every single month, you'll get billed for those 20 hours, right? And so it's a $600 a month package. So it is hourly, but it is an hourly package. That's where I tell most people to begin. That is in US, that is in US dollars. So should I charge in US dollars or local currency if I want to get more clients outside of my country? So I would choose wherever you're planning to, like, I would display your rate as wherever you're planning to do most of your marketing. So if you're in Canada and you're planning to primarily market to US markets, then I would go ahead and do the US rate, right? And then just, if you end up talking with a Canadian client, then you can let them know, hey, here are my Canadian prices. That's the way that I would do it if I were you. Okay. Awesome. All right, let's keep going. So what have we talked about so far? We have talked about choosing your services, choosing that hourly rate and your packages. Now, the next thing that's going to be so important, you guys, and if you did not start time blocking in 2025, 2026 is your year to start time blocking. It is such a game changer, absolutely a game changer, because you're no longer saying like, I'm just like a victim to my time, like whatever is happening is what I'm going to do. It is, I am telling my time where to go. And so every single night. So what I do personally, if you guys want to like know, in fact, I could even show you my personal calendar. I know it gets a little funky when I share my screen, but this is my calendar March of next year. Right? Like I literally have it blocked out of what I'm going to be doing. Oh, my kids have a dentist appointment. Here, I'll go to the next month. I've already prioritized a few things. This dark blue is like the things that are like some personal things to me, right? So my workout, my kid date night, and I've got some more in our weekly planning meeting that I do with my husband. That's purple. I'm colorblind, so sometimes I do blue and dark blue and purple because I can't tell the difference between the two. I can right now. I have my team meetings. I have, what days am I going to be doing what? I like to plan out my day. If you can see up here, I have buffer days, deep work days, and then free days. And what that means for me, that's actually from the book 10x is easier than 2x. And so what I try to do is anything that is like deep work. So whatever is like the highest value, maybe you do deep work for a client, right? And it's like something that you really need to get your head in the game and you need to have some white space to be able to do it. I block off 2 days a week, generally Wednesday and Thursday, for that deep work. Right. And then, and I don't let anything like, nope, no tiny tasks. This is just deep work that I'm trying to do on these days, my highest value work. My Mondays and Tuesdays are buffer days. This is like organizing my things, delegating tasks. It is meetings with people. So as much as I can cram that into one day, Tuesdays, guys, are my meetings days. And so before this meeting or before our meeting together, I consider this a meeting, right? Meeting with you guys. So on Tuesdays, I am meet with my team. I usually come live, grab a quick bite and meet afterwards. And it is just a full day of meetings, which feels a little overwhelming to some people. But for me, I thrive off of that. And then I just know meetings are done for the week, right? And so I'm telling you how this works for me, having the deep work days, the buffer days of all the meetings and delegations and like the little tasks, right? And then I truly take free days, guys. And if you are not taking days, I see you. I see you out there working on the days that you told yourself you would be completely unplugged. Guys, it is, you will work better. You will come back into Monday on your buffer day where you're trying to organize all your tasks and do all your stuff. You will come actually rejuvenated and excited to work on your tasks if you're able to do that. Now, I know some of us are still in 9 to 5 and we can't completely do this. And you're like, Abby, I'm just trying to fit my VA business in the nooks and crannies. And I get that, right? But even still, if you can't do the free day and the buffer day because you're working a 9 to 5, if you can genuinely take one day of rest, I'm telling you, it is a game changer. So, what are your working hours? Are you fitting this in like after work? Are you fitting this in during your lunch hour? Do you have kids that go to school so you're able to spend, from 10 to 2 every day working on this? I can't decide that for you. You kind of have to plan that for yourself, right? Yes, time blocking frees up brain real estate. I completely agree. So, what does that look like for you? You saw mine is a Google Calendar that's color coded and looks like chaos. And most people who look at it say that's overwhelming. And I'm like, this is the only way I keep it from not being overwhelming, right? Maybe it's a paper calendar, maybe it's something else. You have to decide what's going to work for you, right? What is your system of how you're going to manage your time? Take control of it this year. This is your year. Did you know that? 2026, it's your year. Okay, step number 4 is to choose your business name. Now, we have the glorious new, kind of new in the past couple of years, AI. Man, if you guys are not using ChatGPT and AI to help you come up with a business name, come up with your services, come up with how you're going to market your business, you are absolutely missing out. It is free to create a Chat GPT. Literally just Google Chat GPT. If you haven't done it yet, create a free account and just start using it to bounce off ideas. It's such a great idea generator, right? And so that would be my 2 biggest tips for if you haven't chosen a business name yet is number 1, really lean into ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT will not make sure that you have the domain, right? So you're going to want to have like Big Daddy or Namecheap, something up where you can actually purchase that domain. It's also not going to make sure that that name is not trademarked already. So you will have to like do what you need to do to make sure that the name is not already trademarked by somebody else, right? ChatGPT is not good at that. Trust me, I've tried. But as far as just idea generation of coming up with ideas, come up with your list. Okay, I like these 5 or 6 ideas. Now let me check the domain. Let me make sure it's not trademarked. Boom. And if anybody is having trouble coming up with a name, we can maybe workshop it at our Q&A time at the end. But that's my biggest recommendation there. And then the other thing is just to set a deadline for yourself. And that honestly comes for any of these steps. If you're stuck on your services or you're stuck on your hourly rate, you're stuck on choosing your business name, just make a commitment. You can tell someone about your commitment, right? You can say, hey, accountability partner, or hey, Savvy's community, or hey, mom, whoever, right? I have promised myself by the end of the day, Friday, by 5 p.m., whatever name I've come up with, I'm just going to choose it. Guys, this is action over perfection. It's one of our core values here at the Virtual Savvy, and it's what we just try to drill into our Savvy System students is that you just got to keep taking forward action. Everything is a draft 1, right? Guess what? If you choose a business name, this is why I tell people, like, don't spend $1,000 on a domain, or don't print off 10,000 business cards, because it's okay if you change it. It really is. Like 6 months from now, you may come up with the most brilliant name, and it's not that hard to change it. But it is if you ordered 10,000 business cards. So I would recommend, just choosing something and saying, you know what, this is what I'm going to stick with. I'm going to let this be my draft 1. And if 3 or 6 months from now, I haven't thought of anything else, that's great. Because I was able to sell out my services completely, replace my income and my husband's income with the name Ashley Assistance. That was it. It wasn't super creative, right? It just was what it was. And so I think that we really overcomplicate this process. I love it. I call him Chat. I call him Chatty G sometimes, why not? Oh, this is a good question. As a beginner, do you need a website? We will talk about that in a moment. Uh, we'll get there. We'll get there in the Q&A, okay? Okay, because I want to get through these steps so we can really, really spend time on you guys' questions. Step number 5 is to set up your onboarding system. So basically, before you start telling the world about your services, you need to know, what am I going to do when someone says, ooh, yes, me, I want to hire you, right? And it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be like, anything super drawn out, but you need to know what you're going to do. So the biggest things is that you're going to want to have a contract and a way to invoice them. We include a contract in our virtual savvy system, right? So our students get access to that. And then a way to invoice. And there's so many different ways to invoice. Some people just do, send a PayPal invoice. That's fine. Don't use the friends and family. You have to use the business one. Some people will use a system like Debsato or Honeybook, and they'll set up all their systems in there. It will send the contract and the invoice. Those are great tools. You get to decide, right? For signing contracts, Google now has a way that you can send and sign contracts without having to pay for anything, which I love free tools, right? It's a little clunky, but it works. It works. And so I'm all about free. So those would be my recommendations. So how are you going to get that contract signed? How are you going to get that invoice paid? Those are your big two things. And then the next thing is that we like to tell people to plan an onboarding meeting, like where you sit down and say, okay, here's what it's going to look like to work with me. Generally, I try to respond to emails within 24 hours. If you have a task list for me, dump it in here in ClickUp or Trello, or if you have a project management system, or at the end of every week, we're going to have a meeting, a 30-minute check-in where we'll go over the tasks I did last week and we'll talk about the tasks I'm going to do next week. There's no right or wrong way to do this. It's just, what are you going to do? What's going to work for you? Go ahead and pre-decide that, okay? Because that's going to, again, when a client says, yes, I want to work with you, now what? That's your onboarding system, and you need to go ahead and have that decided ahead of time. Step number 6, we talked about this a little bit, is to get legal. Please, 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 please. Please never work without a contract. If you don't have one, again, we have one. Our VA toolbox is still available for purchase as of now. It is getting absorbed into our Savvy system as of next year, but as of this year, you can still purchase it on our website, the VA toolbox, and that is the contracts that you need. It includes a subcontracting agreement, so get legal. I also really encourage you to contact your local city. So like, if I live in Springfield, Missouri, so I would just Google City of Springfield business and see what comes up. Usually it's related to like your Chamber of Commerce. They're at least going to be able to tell you, what do I need to run an at-home service-based business where I live, in my county, in my state. Sometimes there are special licenses, things like that you'll need. Not always. It really just depends on the city. That's why we tell you, you got to do your own due diligence there, but you got to make sure that you're legal to be doing the work that you're doing. Okay. That's the bottom line there. So that would be step number 6. Step number 7 is you're going to set your goals. Okay. And a resource that I have for you guys in order to set your goals, and this is a perfect time to be doing this, you can go to virtualsavvy.com/goals. This is free. I don't even have an opt-in tied to this. It's like, you don't even have to put your name, your email on it. You just download it straight from here. It is a gift to you. And so the virtualsavvy.com/goals is a goal spreadsheet that I created that you can go ahead and make your goals for next year. It's broken up into 12 months. You can say, okay, 1 year from now, I want to quit my job. Okay, what would you need in order to quit your job 1 year from now, right? And then you're going to work backwards. Okay, well, I would need 5 clients by this date. I need 4 by this date, 3 by this date. I need to have my business set up by this time. And we really underestimate how much that we can get done in an entire year if just, again, that continuous motion in one direction. So shoot big, right? Like shoot for a big, lofty, amazing, a BHAG, a big, hairy, audacious goal, right? That's what it's called, a BHAG. What's your big, hairy, audacious goal for next year? In fact, if you know it, let me know in the comments, because I think that we don't reach big goals simply because we're not setting them. And even if, right, I really love setting these huge goals because even if you just miss it. I had a huge goal this year, guys. I had a huge health goal. I'll be really transparent with you. I had a huge health goal to lose almost 100 pounds, which is crazy. And I didn't quite hit it, but I lost 75. Like, that's a big deal, right? And I'm really, really happy with it. My goal was pretty insane. Like my goal was kind of crazy, but I don't think I would have gotten where I got if I didn't go and set that first original goal, right? If I didn't shoot for the moon and you'll land among the stars. I don't remember what those quotes are, right? But sometimes you just got to set a huge goal, and even if you fail, you got so much further even by trying to get there, right? So do you guys have some big goals? I want to have an OBM. Oh, like you want to have your own OBM. I love that goal. That is awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Goal for 2026 is to become booked out. I love it. Oh, and you set your 12-month goals yesterday in the Savvy system. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. Print it out, put it somewhere where you can see it. I made a vision board that's my desktop, and that's what I did this past year too. And so every single day I looked at my goals. I was looking at them every day and I'm like, okay, I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. Right. So, yes, I love it. Booked out. Can you explain? Ooh, goal for 2026 is to be booked out and have subcontractors. I love that. I love that. Okay. Um, let's see here. And yes, we're almost to Q&A, so I can explain what a OBM is there as well. Because we're on to the 8th and final step. Okay. So after you've set those goals, like at this point, guys, if you've done these 7 steps, you've got your business set up. Like, again, I think we overcomplicate it. We don't have to. Someone asked earlier, do I have to have a website? No. In fact, I tell most people, wait to build a website until you have your first client. Unless if you're somebody that's like, I can throw together a website in, 4 hours. Okay, go ahead and set up a website, you techie. Like, I get it. It's fine. But, for those of us that's going to be a huge hurdle, I would recommend not doing it yet, right? Like, go ahead and just start telling at least friends and family, at least get the marketing ball rolling and start telling people, here's what I'm doing. And that's gonna take you so far, right? Again, I don't think it's ever too early to get that marketing ball rolling because again, it builds momentum as you just start moving it. And so the last step is to start marketing your business. The very first way that I tell people to do that is with friends and family outreach. Because no, we're not selling to our friends and family, but everyone you know likely knows one business owner. Whether they're a business owner or not, they probably know one person. So if you literally just tell your friends and family, tell your mom, tell your Aunt Susan, tell your aunt, your pastor, whoever, like if you just tell people what you're doing, then instantly your network has grown. And so it's such a vital step. And honestly, even if you don't get a client from it, right? Even if you don't get a client from telling your friends and family what you're doing, you've at least had some boldness. You've at least like gotten the word out and you've said, I'm doing this. You made it real. You made it real by telling people, right? And so that's the very first step that I recommend people take if they are starting a business. I could talk all day on marketing. And in fact, I made an entire free 60, that's over here. I made a free 60-minute training that you can go to and access. It's the virtualsavvy.com/BBO. That stands for Become Booked Out. And so I talk about that personal outreach. I give you a template for it. I also talk to you about how to do live networking. I teach you where to find paying clients in Facebook groups. So those are my top 3 favorite places to find new clients for new people, for people who are just getting started. And so if that's you, go to thevirtualsavvy.com/BBO and you can access that free training. And again, I could teach that whole free training right now, but that's an hour-long webinar. So, okay, here's what I want to do. I know that we went through this rapid fire, but I hope that it made things a little bit more clear. I hope it made it like, oh, I am overcomplicating this. I'm getting stuck. I'm not choosing action over perfection. And so here's what I need to do next. So where is it that you're like, oh, Abby, yes, but, right? Where are the yes buts? Now let's talk about them. I just came up with that today. Where are the yes buts? We're going to talk about them because I want to help you. It's my goal to help you get to that next level, to reach your next step, whatever that may be, right? So we already had the question earlier about what is do I need a website? So I would say yes, eventually, right? Like I want for all of you guys. I think every legit business owner should have a website eventually. I don't think you need it to get your first client. And for so many people, I see that it becomes a distraction in the beginning. So that is why I tell people like it just becomes something else for us to tinker. Are any of you tinkerers, right? Like I just start tinkering. I start tinkering on my business and I never really tell people about it, or I don't focus on marketing it at all because I'm just behind the scenes tinkering some more. We got to cut the tinkering. Okay. Like if you're going to get paying clients, you're going to have to start telling people about your business. You're going to have to get your butt to a networking meeting. You're going to have to like move forward. And um, let me give you a little bit of relief. Okay. Most VAs can replace their income with 4 to 7 clients. So you don't need like 100 yeses. If you're selling reoccurring monthly packages, you may need 4 or 5 yeses, right? So this like, oh, marketing, I'm gonna have to market so much. Like, yeah, in the beginning you are, but after a while, you don't have to do it as much, especially if you do really good work for those clients. Then if you talk to any VA who's been in business 2 or 3 years, it's sold out their services, and you say, where do you get the majority of their clients? You guys know what they're gonna say? You probably tell me in the comments. Referrals, right? Referrals are a huge, huge, huge source of clients, but it doesn't happen till you get those first 4. So yeah, we're going to have to grind it out and you're going to have to market and you're going to hate it. Some of you are going to love it. Some of you are like, I love marketing. That's my favorite part. You guys are the people that should market and build a team to do the admin work, right? But for some of you, you're like, I hate the marketing part. Okay, just hear me out. You just have to do it until you get your solid 4, maybe 5 people. And then you can ride that wave for a while before you have to do it some more. Or at that point, you might be making enough money that you could hire somebody else to help you with your marketing, right? So just saying, there are options out there. Yes, Jasmine, great, great advice. Score, if you guys have not gone to score.org, when it comes to actually answering questions about legalities or insurance or requirements in your county, they will pair you with a score mentor for free. Now, I will give you, we have had the range of people. Sometimes people are like, oh my gosh, my score mentor is amazing. They gave me such great advice. We had somebody email in the other day that their score mentor became their first client, you guys. How cool is that? Like, I absolutely love that. But then on the other end, we've had people literally be like, my score mentor was terrible. They told me this business is terrible. They told me like, so you're gonna just know if you get one of those, request another one if there is another one. But I have seen a lot of really positive feedback from about using score mentors. Okay. All right, let me go and try to answer some questions. Okay, here's kind of a question. Heather said, my goal is to be better. Oh, this was your goal. Better at networking and marketing. I haven't gotten clients from my VA or OBM due to this. I understand that, Heather. And I will note this, like, I am curious how many networking meetings you've actually been to. You're like, I want to get better at it, but I'm like, have you gone to some? Like, have you gone out there and really done it? We also do, guys, have a newer course in Savvy Vault that is all about how to just master networking events. Like everything from preparing ahead of time to what you do at the event to how you follow up well. There's templates. All of that is a newer course that's inside of Savvy Vault. So that's something definitely you could look at as well. Oh, yes, I remember. Donna was asking what an OBM is. So an OBM is an online business manager. And so a lot of times people will start off as a virtual assistant. A virtual assistant is kind of taking those admin type tasks, but then they'll move into this a little bit higher level role. And there's a couple variations of it. Some people will call this an executive assistant. Some people will call it an OBM, online business manager. Some people will call it a director of operations. They all kind of have the same feel. They may have different variances. I don't want to like confuse anybody, but essentially what you're doing, it's like a little bit more of a higher level of assistance, and it becomes more of a managerial role. And so rather than just like, let me take tasks off your plate, oftentimes what like an OBM or a DOO, which is a director of operations, or an executive VA is really looking at the whole picture. So you may be helping your client actually hire people. You may be setting up whole systems. You may be the project manager for your team or for their team, right? And so it's definitely like a higher level. Our favorite person to refer people to when it comes to OBM work is Sarah Noked. She's awesome. She has like a certification for how to become an OBM, and so that's what that is. Okay. Where can I find the 7 steps? So all of these videos get streamed to YouTube, and then it just becomes a video on YouTube. So if you go to our YouTube channel, just search for the Virtual Savvy on YouTube, you will not only find the replay of this, but you will find hundreds of videos on different topics. So that's where you can find this after we are done. Oh, this is really good to note. I have a website. I wish I would have put that energy into creating a portfolio. It's so easy just to tinker, 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 right? Can you tell me how Savvy Vault can help us in our business? Sure. So Savvy Vault is, and I don't think I have a link here. Let me savvyvault.com. I'll put it up for you guys. So Savvy Vault is our growth community. So how our systems work, how our programs at the Virtual Savvy, we put out tons of free content that you guys are all seeing right here. But then we also have our paid launch program, which is the Savvy System. Savvy System is getting a whole new makeover starting in January. This is going to be a 90-day launch accelerator. Any current Savvy System student who doesn't have a client yet is going to be welcome to join that group for free as well, which is exciting. But that is, we're like Savvy System is, here are the systems you need to launch your business, get your first client. Basically everything we talked about here, but we guide you through it with weekly coaching. All right, that's what our Savvy System Accelerator is going to be coming this January. Savvy Vault, the goal, honestly, is for growth. It's our growth community. So after you've gotten your first client, how do you niche down? How do you learn higher level skills? How do you raise your prices? How do you, develop a team and hire subcontractors? So we have over 60 tech and industry trainings inside of Savvy Vault. So if you want to niche down and become a Pinterest manager, if you want to niche down and become a podcast manager, or if you want to become a real estate VA, or we have all of those specialty trainings inside of there, as well as like how to be a marketing VA, how to build sales funnels, all of that. So, and then we also have courses like the networking meetings, right? Okay, here are higher level growth courses as well. And there is weekly coaching inside of Savvy Vault as well. So that's what Savvy Vault is. If you guys have not checked it out, you can go to thesavvyvault.com and yes, check it out for sure. All right, what other questions do you guys have? Yes, it happened to me. It took so long to launch my site. Yes. If you guys walk away from this, have a portfolio instead of a website. That is my recommendation. I'm dreading building a website. Hey, guess what? If you have a paying client, you don't even have to do it. Just pay someone to do it, right? There are really great templates. Again, in Savvy Vault, we have a course on how to make a website. You could use Squarespace, you can use Elementor, but it's a lot. It's a lot of work, especially if you want like a good one. But so I would recommend, just waiting. You don't have to have it right now. All right, let me just scroll through these comments real quick. I'm sure you guys have a few more questions. Oh, this is a great question. If we're doing general admin work, what kind of things should we show in our portfolio, right? Because a portfolio, you want to have some physical examples of the type of work you can do, which is really easy if you're like, I do social media, look at all the graphics I made, right? And so you have to get a little bit more creative. I will note this. I don't think that you have to have a ton of examples, okay? List out all your services, have a page that is, here are my 3 packages, and then you can say like some examples of my work and literally just have a couple of things. So maybe you have like a before and after of someone's email. You could literally, like right now, if I was doing this, I would do my husband's because he probably has like 20,000 emails or more. I don't know. It's probably more. It's probably like 90,000 emails. And I would just do like, I would clip a before and then I would do like an after with all of the all of like how I organize his folders and like the total number before and after email. You can do like example email, like an example email template. Like I write customer service emails, like, here's like a difficult situation that I handled. And these don't have to be real, right? Like you can make it up. You can ask ChatGPT, ChatGPT to help you with like what's a difficult situation that someone may encounter and how would I answer that in an email, and literally just copy paste that email and put that in there, right? So those are some examples of you could show your own time blocking of your calendar. Like I can help you organize your time and time block your calendar. So those are some visual things that you can do. You can also, guys, if you're like, I'm still drawing a blank, in your portfolio, you can have an image of yourself, just like, and then like a little play button, and that will link to a video. It can link to just a Loom video, Loom, Loom, where it's just a video of you introducing yourself, right? Like that's a really great way to add some value in your portfolio as well. So those are some examples that you can do. Let's see. We do not have Telegram. We use Facebook a lot. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, but I do not currently um, have, what was her name? Sarah Noked, Noked is our OBM contact. Um, let's see. I joined the Savvy System, became fully certified this fall. I joined the Savvy Vault, a gold mine for those who haven't joined yet. How are you finding life? It's been such a challenge. Okay, yeah. So definitely, Amory, I want to make sure that you're attending those weekly calls and asking those questions as well. Because what you're finding, if you're inside a Savvy Vault, what can happen sometimes in Savvy Vault, which I always have to warn people, is that because there are so much information, right? There's 60 plus tech and industry trainings. What can happen sometimes to Savvy Vault students is we go back into tinker mode or learning mode, right? And so we can just be like, oh, I'm going to learn a little more. I'm going to learn a little more. I need to learn more skills. I need to learn more skills instead of really focusing on marketing. So I would like pretend some of like the tech courses don't exist for a while. And really, if you're inside a Savvy Vault, you can go into, it's called the Growth Hub. And inside the Growth Hub is where all of the marketing courses are. Okay. So you just need to choose one. And this is what I tell people to do is like, choose one or two marketing methods. Like, don't feel like you have to do them all. You can be like, I'm going to go all in with networking events and posting on Instagram. And I'm just going to do just those two things. Or I'm going to go all in on, like my personal network and filling out job ops, right? And I'm going to do them really, really well. I'm going to go all in and just do that. Like go in with a hyper focused all in mode for 30 to 60 days. Okay. After those 30 to 60 days, reevaluate what worked and what didn't work. If something worked, do more of it. If it didn't work, that's okay. Now let's try something different, right? And so there are a lot of different ways to get clients. You can get clients from our job ops. You can get clients from networking events. You can get clients from LinkedIn. You can get clients from Instagram. It's just like choosing one and going all in and be like, I'm just going to become a friggin' expert on how to get clients via blank, So that would be my recommendation. I think that we just get distracted, and it is easy to do sometimes inside of Savvy Vault because you are, because there's so many courses there. But we tell people like the goal is not to get through all those courses. That's supposed to be like a back pocket resource for you. And if you're at the stage where you need more clients, like the one thing you should be really focusing on is that Growth Hub and the weekly coaching. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Amory. We can't wait to see you. Hopefully you can attend our next weekly call for sure. Are the weekly calls only on Savvy Vault? As of now, yes. But when we launch the new Savvy System Accelerator in January, We will have weekly calls there as well, which is very, very exciting. Um, what's your take on passing credit card fees to clients? A new VA starting out can't afford to eat the cost, also a sole proprietor. So yeah, there's two ways to do it. I think it's fine. I think it's totally fine to put that into your packages, right? And so you can, it could be, your package is uh if you were selling a package of 10 hours for $300, right? That'd be $30 an hour for 10, then make your package 325, right? And so that way that's absorbed into it. I think that's totally normal. Um, or you could say, 300 plus small monthly processing fee for payments. That's okay too. Normally, there is a way for them to pay you without a processing fee, right? So, like sometimes there will be like an ACH option that doesn't have a processing fee or as high of a processing fee, depending on what platform you're using. So that at least gives them an option, or you could just absorb it and it's just like, oh, I pay $325 a month for this. And it's just like they don't even realize that they're paying the processing fee and they are. But I think it's totally fine not to have to eat that yourself. Um, what do you think about the fashion industry VA niche? Is it a viable niche? So my recommendation to people is to not niche down unless if you have a really deep connection to that niche already. So I guess I would turn the question back around and I would say, do you already have a connection to the fashion industry? Do you know people? Are you friends with any like influencers in that niche or any bloggers in that niche or anybody in the, whatever? Do you know people in that niche? And then if the answer is no, then I wouldn't niche down to that right away. Because again, if you're going to try to get clients, you want your niche to be broad starting out, just small business owners, right? That's your niche, just starting out. And then eventually, I always tell people, you don't find your niche will find you, right? Eventually, once you start working with this client or you get somebody in this industry, then it's like, oh, okay, yes. But if you don't already have connections in that industry, I would not niche down to it yet. If you do have connections in that industry, great. Then you are the perfect person to ask that question. Like, is this a viable niche? Well, go talk to the people that you know. Talk to them about it. It's not like a sales pitch meeting. It's just literally, hey, I'm thinking niching down to these services. What do you think of this? Do you know of anyone that would be interested? Da da da. Those like market research meetings could literally become your next clients, but you have to know people in order to be able to do that. And so that's what I tell people all the time. They're like, I want to niche down to be a real estate VA. I'm like, that's awesome. Who do you know in the real estate industry? They're like, nobody. Well, don't be a real estate VA yet, right? Maybe start to get to know some people in that industry and then you could. But who do you know in that industry? Oh, well, I've been in the real estate industry for 10 years. I have hundreds of contacts. Yes, please go ahead and niche down right away. Does that make sense? Okay. Um, so good. All right. I'm going to answer one more question. So, um, how much can we expect to invest after purchasing the academy to start our VA business? So, the Savvy system again is our course. It is not required. Like I want to like I don't know. I'm just going to put that out there. Like there are people who start virtual assistant businesses without our program. Our program just helps you get there faster. It helps you line everything up super quickly so you can get faster results, right? And so that's what that is. And just like anything else, like I personally am always investing in coaching. Like I always have a coach or a course or something that I'm going through because I just truly believe in it. And I've been able to see such more results because I do that. Like my business grows more because I invest in coaching and consulting and courses, right? So I do that. It's your personal choice if you want to do that. Our program, our Savvy Vault. So again, we have the Savvy system and then we have Savvy Vault. That is currently $47 a month. For Savvy System students, it's $37 a month. We are looking to raise prices next year of that because the value that now that we've been growing this membership for so long, it's gotten higher and higher. So that would be something, a reason to buy sooner, not later. But again, that's not required. So we have found people that with that weekly coaching, with the additional courses, with the accountability, get results faster. But there's not necessarily like a requirement of that, if that makes sense. Um, all right. Okay, cool. This has been awesome. I just wanted to make sure. I think that's all I'm going to be able to answer for today. But if there's a question that you did not get answered, you guys do know that you can always, if you're a Savvy System student, obviously, please go and post in our Savvy System. If you're Savvy Vault, go post in our Savvy Vault community. If you're not, you can go post in our big free community. That's at thevirtualsavvy.com/community with over 140,000 members in it, right? And again, that's what I love about this group is that this is our VAs are just the most supportive, awesome, like community ever. It is definitely community over competition here. And I love that about you guys. So thank you. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. I don't know if I will be going live. I don't think I am before Christmas again. And then I'm going on a cruise for my 40th birthday. So it may be till the new year that you actually see me like this live again, except for our Savvy Vault students. I do think I have a call with you guys still coming up. But I really appreciate you jumping on with me today. And it's been so fun as always. And I will see you next time. Bye.